Watson and Oak at the Tempe Improv with the man, the myth, the legend, the star, stage and screen, Jon Lovitz. Jon, thanks for taking the time, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Well, I, appreciate you plugging my shows.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Tempe Improv, 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. You're not doing the Sunday show, correct?
7:30, 9:30. No, not Sunday, just tonight.
No matinee show on Sunday?
No. I did a Broadway show once. We would do matinees on Wednesdays. It was just a sea of white. One time I played twice. I played the Three Sisters. It was on a Saturday afternoon, right? It's about, the play's about these 3 young sisters, and they should have left, and if only we knew. Well, they're saying this to people in their 80s who've already lived life and already know this.
Yeah.
But you're telling people that are, going to be dead in 10 years, we should change our lives, and the last line, the play was like 3 hours, and the girl goes, if only we knew, and the lights go out, and then you hear a woman in the eyes go, oh, thank God!
Tough crowd.
Just to see it once,
Jeez.
How can you tell them what life's about? They're like, they've lived it.
And you can't really preach life change to them.
No. They go, oh, okay, I'll change now. I'm on a lung machine.
I'll be pushing up daisies by the time we get any change done, right?
Pushing up daisies.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your act here. What's going on with the keyboards
right
now? What's going on with the keyboards? What's going on with your act over here? Tell us a little bit.
Well, in my act, I play the piano and sing funny songs, and I tell jokes. I'm just myself, really, and I make fun of myself and sex, politics, religion, and race, and pretty much everything.
Nice.
And I just try to be funny. It's a pretty silly show, funny.
Well,
But it'll make some good points, I guess.
we can vouch for you. You've been yourself since you got here. I know for a fact it's you, so.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's hard to be somebody else,
Right.
so I just be myself.
480-921-9877 for tickets. Again, 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. Jon Lovitz at the Tempe Improv.
I'll probably be wearing this.
Nice.
Okay. Excellent. You're getting a sneak peek. You heard it here
For
first.
the Saturday night show as well?
Well,
It depends on
how much the shirt smells. But you know that old guy trick, you smell it and then you take the deodorant and put it on the outside of the shirt?
Right.
Or
do you not know that one?
No, I do that.
Yep.
Actually, I put it on the inside.
Yeah, if you all want to wear the shirt again.
Yeah.
It's been done.
Depends on what kind of roll-on you have, too.
Right.
If it's the white or the
I
clear.
use Axe.
Axe?
Ooh, the Axe body spray?
The Axe.
Well, that or, the roll-on.
The body, like a spray, actually like body spray, they have that?
Yeah, they have the spray and the roll-on. I wouldn't roll those, put the roll-on over my whole body. That would be odd.
That would be a bit peculiar. All
But
right.
the spray I do.
Like get locked up in leg hairs.
Yeah.
You're all matted in there.
Matted.
This conversation went down.
It
real
would
fast.
hurt. It would
Reds.
smell good.
Right. Watson Oak with Jon Lovitz at the Tempe Improv, brought to you by Axe.
By Axe.
Yeah.
Nice
So-
plug there, Axe.
Did you have another question you want to ask me?
Alrighty, no pun intended.
No pun.
Of course. So I've got to ask you, man. Saturday Night Live, some great stuff on there. What was one of your favorite sketches that you still remember to this day from Saturday Night Live? One of your all-time favorite sketches to do on that show?
Well, right when you said a match with Thespian or when I did Harvey Firestein, those were really fun. And The Liar was a lot of fun. But the match with Thespian, the acting, I was really into acting, and that was my favorite character
Okay.
to do. And then Harvey Firestein was, he's a Broadway performer, and he talks like this.
Right.
And that was a blast because I just made the character crazy, just very emotional and all over the place and singing. And I mean, I could do anything with it, but he didn't like it. He came in to complain, and so I didn't get to do it after that.
Oh, man.
Well, I could have done it once more, but I didn't write it.
Did you guys have a lot of freedom on that show to do what you wanted to do, or was it kind of?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you write sketches, you write what you want, and they pick it or not, and you rewrite it. You keep rewriting it almost till air. But I have to say, after being off the show, I realized that you get to be funny the way you're funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have writers that write sketches, and you're just trying your best to make every sketch work. And they don't all work,
Right.
But I remember being on the show, and they'd say, oh, the first 5 years, everything was amazing. You guys are good. Then it's like now, years later, oh, you guys were the best, and show's okay now. And they do that with every cast.
Yeah.
Not every sketch worked when I was there. They never do, you know, it's just tough.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I saw, well, actually, first I got to ask you this question. I heard that you have to perform 3 impersonations for Lorne Michaels to get on that show. Is that true? Is that one of the requirements to
I have no idea.
Do you know anything about that?
No, it wasn't like that when I auditioned. It was just, they wanted to see characters. So I did like 4 characters.
Okay.
But I never heard that about impressions. That might be new.
Maybe.
I mean, because some people can do them and some can't. So
Right.
I don't know why that would be a requirement.
You wouldn't think so. I mean, you don't have to. You shouldn't have to be able to do impressions to be funny, right?
Well, no. I mean, it helps because, you know, if they're doing, like, whenever they have the elections, right? So,
Right.
Or, you know, they have whoever, I haven't seen the show lately, but I'm sure, you know, whoever pops in the news, someone does Herman Cain, or he's leading the Republican debate. So they'll do a spoof of the Republican debate. So like, all right, you play this guy, you play this guy. Like when they did the debates and the Democratic debates, and so I played Michael Dukakis because I most resembled him. Well, I'd never imitated him before, so then I had to go learn how to do him, and then he became the nominee. So it came down, and then Dana was doing George Bush, and he was the nominee. So it came down to 2, or Bush was already president, but he happened to play Bush, so it came down to the 2 of us.
Okay.
You know, or there's somebody famous in the news, I guess they wanted to know, can you do impersonations too? But, you know, you just learn, they could all, the cast is so talented, they could just go, I can do it, I just got to study to go.
Right. You mentioned characters, and I saw a clip the other day from you doing The Pathological Liar on Carson, actually.
Well, that was a huge break. No, that was my first time or my second time on television.
That's what I was going to ask. Was that the biggest, when you went on Carson to do that, was that the biggest stage you had been on to do that?
Oh, yeah, because I did it in the Groundlings Theater, which is a 99-seat theater. And I got in the Groundlings, it's, you know, an improv group like Second City. I got in the main company in September of '84. And in January of '85, we were doing a new show. And in September, they're already doing a show, so they put me in certain pre-existing sketches. But the new show I was doing my liar character. And then we got good reviews in the Hollywood Reporter, and then it was like March, 3rd week of March, and I have like 20 messages on my answering machine saying congratulations, all from people from the Groundlings, but nobody was saying what it was for. So I called Tom Maxwell, the artistic director, he's from North Carolina. He said, Tom, what's going on? Everybody's congratulating me. I don't know what for. He goes, you don't know what's going on? I go, no, what? He goes, we're going on the Tonight Show. I go, who? He goes, you're doing your liar character, and then you and Tim Stack are doing the truck driver piece, and Don Woodard, and Mindy Sterling. You know, Mindy was in Austin Powers, but it was you, Mindy Sterling, and Kate Benton they're doing the White Man's Trap. I go, we're going on the Tonight Show? He goes, yeah. I go, when? He goes, Thursday. This is like Monday. I'm like, what? Thursday? I was shocked. I was so thrilled. And then we get there, and I was so nervous because my liar character, half the time I did it worked, and half the time it didn't. And if the people didn't get the opening joke, it wouldn't work, which was, you know, my name is Tommy Flanagan, I'm a member of Pathological Liars Anonymous. In fact, I'm the president of that organization.
Right.
And if they didn't get that joke, it didn't work. And if they did, it did. So I go, what am I going to do? Then we go into the makeup room, and there's Jack Lemmon being interviewed by Morley Safer on 60 Minutes. And I'm like, oh, this is that world I've heard about. I'm just listening. And Morley Safer says, well, have you, in all your years of acting, what have you learned? And Jack Lemmon goes, keep it simple. So I thought, all right, I'll do that. And that's my answer. I'm like, it's all day. I said, Tom, what am I going to do? He goes, don't worry, you'll be fine. But I was so nervous. And then we were, before that earlier, we were rehearsing, and they said to the director, where do I look? Because there's the cameras are on the floor, but behind it, it's like stadium seating that you see, like 350 seats. So do you look there? And he said, the director said, just play right to camera. Best advice I could have gotten. So play it to camera, keep it simple. So if you watch it, I'm really staring at that camera.
Yeah.
And at the end of that piece, when I say, so if you're out there listening and you have a problem with lying, you know, call us. And what I'm thinking in my mind, I go, so if you're out there watching me, you need a funny actor, hire me. And if you watch it, so if you're out there, hello, you know, and it was a huge thrill. And then I did the second piece with Tim Stack. Tim was that show Son of the Beach, you know, the spoof of Baywatch.
Right.
So we did that, and then we finished, and then I was so excited. The Roundlands with Jon Lovitz and Johnny Carson saying that, and I looked at him and I just took him. I went, yeah. And he went, you know, and I, he jumping up. I mean, I was just so excited. What a thrill! And that got me an agent. Helped me get an audition for Saturday Night Live.
Nice. Kind of took off from there.
Got a job from the agent. I got a movie with Charles Grodin, and he recommended me to Lorne Michaels, and Lorraine Newman did from the original cast. She befriended me at the Groundling, so it really.
Well, what is the magnitude of self-gratification that you've had? You look back at your entire career. I mean, I've always wanted to ask.
Well, getting the girls you want. I mean, that's
chicks.
like, you know.
The chicks dig it.
Well, some of them, you know, I knew on certain girls forever, and then I get the show, they go, okay, now. I'm like, now, all right. It's tough though, you know, people, just the gratification of you know, everything I gave up. But when I first started working, I thought, is it worth it? I'm like, no, because I'd given up so much. I just did nothing for 7 years. I didn't go to a movie, I didn't eat out in a restaurant, I didn't have the money. I just acted. It's all I did. And of course, later on, it seemed worth it. But in the very beginning, I was exhausted. But it was, you know, I mean, it's totally worth it. You know, I was working in a hospital wiping people's butts. Now I'm, you know, doing a voiceover on the critic there, which is better. I go, oh, gee, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and it's the life you dream of, you know, but you're still living, you're still just you, and a real person. And the hardest thing is to keep it going. And you still got to do the work. You can't ever walk through a job.
Right.
As soon as you do that, people notice it, and they're like, oh, he's lost on it. Yeah. And even then, it's just hard to keep it going. I started doing stand-up 7 years ago because the movie roles were drying up, you know. And I said to my agent and manager, I go, look, I'm not broke, but I'm going to run out of money in 5 years. Can you get me work? And he said, why don't you sell your house? And one was building a mansion, and one was moving into one. So these guys are supposed to be getting me work, and their advice is to sell my house. So
right.
I thought, I have a better idea. Why don't I learn how to be a stand-up, and I'll fire both of you. I was so pissed.
Jeez.
But the fear of not having money, this forced me to learn how to do stand-up, which I always wanted to do. But I'd be on stage, I would try it over the years, and I'd be okay, but my heart was just pounding in my chest. But everyone said, you could do it, you could do it. And Dennis Miller used to bring me to Catch a Rising Star when I was on SNL, like in '85. He goes, you could be a stand-up. But I didn't see it. Danis Carvey said it. And I knew Robin Williams. I met Robin. I met Eddie Murphy and became friends with him. I said, do you think I could be a stand-up? They're like, they both said yes. And they were the two biggest stand-ups in the country, you know. But I never felt confident enough to do it. And you have to have a lot to say. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
You have to know who you are and what do you want to talk about on stage.
And you got to be able to.
You got to have a lot of opinion or something about life that you want to talk about for now.
Yeah, you got to be able to adapt to the crowd, I would imagine, too, and be able to switch gears if necessary and have
A little bit, but you kind of want to like pull them in. My thing is you pull them in and then you got them going with you. You know, you're guiding them. You know, they're not guiding you. Although the one comedian that does that great is this guy Jimmy Brogan. And he's friends with Jay Leno, wrote on the Tonight Show for years. But his whole act was just based on, he had no act. His act was saying to the audience, oh, how are you, I'm Jimmy Brogan, where are you from? Right? And then whatever they say, then he gets someone else, then he would start tying it in, and he was great at it. It's hard to do. I mean, he was brilliant at it. He still is.
We saw D.L. Hughley.
Yeah,
and actually did it pretty well. And that was the first time we'd actually seen somebody do that. I mean, he had an act, but then at a certain point, too, he cut that off and started, you know, like you just said, working with different people, and depending on what they would say.
Yeah, he's really good.
He'd tie that all together.
I worked with him once. We did shows together once. He's a very nice guy.
He is a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Talking to Jon Lovitz at the Tempe Improv this weekend. 480-921-9877 for tickets. 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. You mentioned about how you'd already been doing films, you've been on TV, but yet it was time to come on stage when you want to do that, and how you would get nervous, and it was hard for you. A lot of people don't realize this. They're thinking, okay, you've been in films, you've been seen by millions of people, but yet you come on the stage. This is a very intimidating kind of setting.
No, stand-up is completely
totally different animal.
Like I would go to clubs and I'd see a guy do it and make it look so easy. I go, well, I can do that. Then you see a guy get up and bomb, and I'm like, oh my God. And the thing is, you're watching, you go, this is great, I can do that. They go, well, you go up. So then you get up on stage, and then you're like, you go, where's the comic? And you go, oh, it's me? And there's nobody up here. There's nothing. It's the mic and the stage. There's nothing. So what's the show? It's me. It's you. By yourself. And you're like,
yeah.
And everyone's, they're literally staring at you, waiting for you to make them laugh.
Right.
I even say that sometimes. I go, why? I just get the feeling you're just all staring at me, waiting for me to make you laugh. What's that about?
Yeah, and they are.
And they are. And that's what's weird in the beginning, because you tell a joke and they laugh, and then they stop and they go,
next.
I'll go on more.
Right.
Oh, again? Well, da-da-da-da-da.
Well, I found that just even introducing comics, when we did the Laugh Off last year, was nerve-wracking. Just being up on the stage and seeing a sea of people, you're just like...
And I mean, I would, before I get up, and my heart is pounding in my chest. I mean, you could feel it. Like I'd run a marathon, which I've never done, and that's why I don't like that feeling. But I asked Dana Carvey, I said, what do I do? And Dana's one of my best friends, and been a stand-up since he's 18, and he's great at it. He said, just keep getting up. Just the act of they call your name, and then you walk up these stairs. I mean, my legs felt like lead. Any comic in the beginning, you're like, oh man.
Right.
And I started going to the Laugh Factory, and the owner, Jamie Masada, was great. And I said, you got to force me up on stage. Because he always said, if you ever want to do it, come to the club. And so did Bud Friedman, who won the Improv. And I would have gone there, but Bud was no longer there. He goes, why didn't you come here? I go, you're not there, Bud. You left. I don't,
Right.
I would have. You're not there. So I started going, and so Jamie goes, all right, you're up in 20 minutes, but Dana was right. You just keep going, and eventually it gets easier. It's just like it's a habit. Like the first time you do it, then
right.
Like anything you try for the first time, you try to do it again.
Yeah, it
you
is.
Finally get used to it, and then I learn you get more and more. The more relaxed I am, the more I'm me, the more they laugh, and also it's the more fun I have, and the better I can think. And then the funnier I am, because I'm just relaxed and loose, and my brain just goes. And eventually you're up here like, I would get so relaxed sometimes, I go, this is ridiculous. I mean, from being so nervous to I go, this is like I'm in my house. And I'm just fucking around. But that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You realize that,
you need to get to that.
relaxed.
You get to that element, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, D.L. Hughley's been doing it for years, so he can, that's why he's practicing, I know, but the ability is to talk to the crowd and just go, and how do you do that? He can say, practice, But now he's so relaxed, he's like, no,
right.
problem,
Yeah, it is a totally different animal, though, in doing some of the things I've done before, being a radio, I've been down on the field at like a Diamondbacks game with, 40,000 people, and I've been, on the game on the ice for the Coyotes game with 20, 30,000 people. Nothing, but come up here, I'm thinking, this is no sweat. This is a little stage. Was there a few hundred people in here? This is nothing, man. But like you said, walking up that stage, man, coming up those steps, palms start to get a little sweaty. Your legs start to feel a little heavy, like you're saying, like, holy shit. And then you come out here and look, and these lights are right on you. Whereas if you're at a Diamondbacks game or something, a baseball game, there's scoreboards and there's lights and there's all kinds of other shit going on where people can focus their attention.
Yeah, and you're
up
talking
here
for 15 seconds.
Yeah. And when you're up here,
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's
please
it.
welcome.
Yes!
That's not. You're not trying to be funny. You're just introducing somebody. You're saying some information.
Yeah.
But this, you're trying to make them laugh, but it's great. I love doing clubs and the best audiences, and they're here. They're fans. They want to laugh. They're on your side. They want you to be funny. You're never on that.
So you're saying that this is the most challenging for you in the industry?
Stand up?
Yeah.
No, it's just, I'm saying it's difficult, and it's very different from just acting.
Yeah.
And acting in a movie, that's a whole nother skill.
Right. Now that you've got
They're completely different, and they're both hard to do correctly, but they're completely different.
Now that you've gotten comfortable doing the thing on stage, where do you feel most at home? Most like, okay, this is where I should be. Is it in front of for a movie, in front of film or TV, or is it on stage?
Well, the most freedom you have is stand-up, because it's like being a singer-songwriter or a painter. It's yours. It's totally yours. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So if it works, it's your fault. If it doesn't work, it's your fault. But you can do whatever you want. So you have total artistic freedom. If something pops in your head, you can do it. There's nobody saying, don't say it like that. Don't do that joke. It's you.
Right.
And then everyone goes, well, where are the notes from? I go, well, the audience, if they laugh, it works. If they don't, it doesn't. And you have total, it's endless artistic freedom. You know, but if you have a great part in a movie, you're working with a great actor, and the scene's working, it's thrilling too. It's just different. And then live television kind of combines everything, because you're on Saturday Night Live, you're on a stage in front of a live audience, but it's cameras, so you're playing, you know, to the audience through the cameras, and you have to be, you know, believable but funny but energy. I mean, that's a whole nother ball of wax. That's like doing a race, and you have one shot at that sketch, and then that's it. So if you hit every joke in the sketch, you're thrilled, and if you miss a couple, I would come up and go, damn it. Oh, I missed it. They go, it was funny. I go, yeah, but there's this and this, and they go, but it was funny. I go, yeah, but, you know, because you think, I can't ever do it again.
Yeah,
right.
Kind of
And then if it works beyond what you dream, you're on a roll, you're high as a kite, you know, you're just like, oh my God, that was like the best. We couldn't have gotten better, and you're like yelling and screaming, you know. So they're all different. They all have different challenges. And then when you're doing a movie, then you're trying to recreate, you know, reality and make it seem really real but interesting. And you're working with the other actor, and then that happens. You connect, and you feel it happening, and then you get on a roll with the other actor. That's, you get goosebumps. You know, you literally get tingly all over. I can't explain it, because all of a sudden it's like something takes over, and you're like, it's just happening, and it's like being a surfer. You know, you're on the board, and the wave is pushing you. You're going along for the ride. You know?
Right.
So you go, oh, here we go, and you just feel it carrying you, and that's a thrilling.
That's got to be an amazing feeling, definitely.
But that happens too, in that ride feeling where you just go, oh, let's go with it. It happens in stand-up. It happens when it does happen. It's thrilling. It happens in sketches, anything. That's a thrill.
Yeah. Talking to Jon Lovitz, 480-921-9877, tickets to the Tempe Improv, 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. Real quick, character development, we talked about that. Now, some of the characters that you've come up with, is it something where you've been in a situation and reacted a certain way to something and then thought to yourself, that's a great character, or have you had to like kind of sit down and think, okay, I need a character,
like a trial and error,
or is it a little bit of both?
Well, I've only developed one character from scratch, from nothing. And even that, though, was from some guy I met. It was pretty much from scratch, though, where he is like this. From New York, he talked like this, you know. But otherwise, like, I like old movies. So my liar character is like the movie The Thin Man with the William Palmer and Aloy. There's a character in there, and it's the liar character. He's going, yeah, that's the ticket. And they're grilling him. Where were you? You know, did you rob that bank? No, it was next door. Yeah, that's it. I mean,
right.
I got it from that. I don't deny it. And he says, yeah, that's the ticket. It's from old movies. But then I combined it with Pathological Liars Anonymous. And then when I got on Saturday Night Live, Lawrence said, write it with A. Whitney Brown. And Whitney, I didn't know what to do with it. He really helped me expand it. So I say after that, the first time it was Whitney and I 50-50. It really was. And I learned how to write jokes from him. It was great. And like Master Thespian was like, it's a professor of mine from college, one of Needles, my Shakespeare teacher. And then there was the actor John Barrymore and John Carradine, and they were very theatrical and great. And so, you know, it was a combination of them and Laurence Olivier, and then I did it all mixed through me, you know.
Right.
And, you know, they were very like this, you know, loud, you know, like John Carradine. His voice was like a cannon. You see him was it Moses with Charlton Heston, and John Carradine. You know, Charlton Heston has a great voice. He's like, right, no. Let my people go. And you have John Carradine going, yes, let them go. You know, and it's like a cannon, you know, and you can hear it. You can literally hear his voice bouncing off the soundstage. And I met, you know, well, David Carradine passed away. He was a nice guy, but Keith Carradine, his brother. And Keith, I met him. I said, you know, I'm imitating your father. You know, I go, hey, well, do you sound like it? He goes, yeah. He goes, he goes, I can imitate him. Or I said, can you imitate him? He goes, oh yeah. I go, can I hear? And then he does it. And of course, it's perfect. You know, it's 10 times better than me. But Keith Carradine kind of goes, hi, how are you? And then he imitates his father. Goes, you know, Keith. I mean, he could do it perfect.
Right.
Well, of course, because he's got the same vocal cord. But it's like, it's like unbelievable to hear him do it. And but those guys are great actors, and they're bigger than life. So I kind of do that. Now, Harvey Firestein I saw in a movie the week, and I was like, I'm like, what the hell is that? I mean, and he's a nice guy, but he's so eccentric, in his voice. I mean, come on, I don't know, he talks like this.
Right.
Because I'm openly gay, there's nothing wrong with that. And then he was doing Fiddler on the Roof. So it just makes me, I can't help it, it just makes me laugh. Harvey Firestein is Tevye. If I were a rich man,
All right, well, Jon Lovitz.
He's upset about his daughters and his wife. But everyone's going, well, how upset are you? You get on a megaphone and tell everybody you're gay. Are you really upset about your wife?
Right.
But that guy's a super talented performer.
So what's...
It's just, I don't know. It's just, he didn't like it. I kind of don't blame him, but, I was making fun of him.
So what's next for you other than the stand-up you're doing right now? You got anything else in the works?
Well, I did a movie based on this off-Broadway play called Jewtopia.
Jewtopia?
Yeah, and it's very funny, and it's written by two Jewish guys and makes fun of the Jewish, I'd say, the culture, the way they really are. And it's fun, and it's very funny. And I'm Jewish, and it's hilarious, It's funny because a show like that, they write the reviews, it's so offensive, right? And then all the Jewish people come and they go, what do you think? They go, it's hysterical. And they're going, it's true. You're like that. You're like that. You know what I mean? It's not making fun of the religion or anything, but it's making fun of the characteristics that they do. Yeah, the way they really are, the way they're, trying to make you feel guilty or, it's narcissistic and self-centeredness and funny because it's so narcissistic and they're not aware of it. That's where you get a phrase you go like, if a husband and a wife are together and the daughter comes in, he goes, oh, honey, it's a beautiful dress. The wife will go, what am I, chopped liver?
Right.
It's like, what? It's not about you, isn't it? Well, why isn't it? And you're like, what? And it's like, Rita Wilson plays my wife in it. She goes, what can I think of lines? I said, just think of everything's about you. Whatever they say, somehow it's cutting you down and you take personal offense at it. You just turn it into, anything. When are we going to dinner? 7. Why? Because I'm not pretty at 6? Huh? It's ridiculous. It's like that.
Met women like that.
Yeah, well, I love my mother and my sisters, but I can't date Jewish women. They drive me nuts. They just want to pick fights, they do. My old girlfriend from high school, she would drove me nuts, and I'd say to her, I'd start yelling at her, I'm like, stop it, just stop. She goes, why are you yelling at me? I go, listen to you. I go, you ask me a question, and then you answer it yourself, and then you're mad at the answer. You're mad at me for the answer. I go, you're crazy. And that's what she would do.
John, I hate to...
Do you want to do something there? Oh, no, you don't, because I'm too old. Oh, fine, fuck you. I'm old now? You're like, hello?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think that's limited to Jewish women.
Exactly.
That's been women in general. No, yeah.
Well, no wonder I can't.
Yeah.
The same boat. On the same boat, John. It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, it is.
You like my dress? Oh, you don't like it, do you? Fine, fuck you. Well, then I just won't go out. You're like, okay, I'm going to go back to the game.
They set traps for you, too.
Yeah.
They definitely set traps for you. You can't win for losing.
No.
Well, that there's that a famous line a lawyer asks, the prosecutor asks the guy in the witness stand, he says, have you stopped beating your wife? And you can't answer the question, yes or no. You can't answer it yes or no because otherwise it incriminates you, and that's what a lot of them do.
Stop beating your wife.
Have you stopped beating your wife? Yes. Oh, so you did beat her. Have you stopped beating your wife? No. Well, you go, I don't beat my wife. No, yes or no. Have you stopped beating
No, actually, hold on.
you go,
Yeah, you're pretty much fucked on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but I know women.
What do you have going on today? The rest of the day?
Oh gosh. Well,
Yeah, what's your pre-show routine?
What is your pre-show
After
routine?
this, I take a nap,
That sounds good.
and then I
Yeah.
get up. I don't
I
know.
haven't slept in weeks.
Eat something, probably take another nap. But normally, I'll wake up a little late and then go to the gym and then have lunch and then take a nap and then do the show. Because you got to be wide awake
Right?
at night.
Yeah.
So the shows are 7:30 and 9:30, but I'll be on probably like 8 and 11. So, yeah, you got to sleep.
Makes for a long
I
night.
do. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to, but then the shows will suck.
Do you, when you get done, are you pretty wired still? Does it take you a while to kind of settle back down, or can you go crash if you're, you get wiped out? How does that work? I imagine you got so much adrenaline built
I
up.
think after the second show, tonight I'll be tired, but tomorrow I'll be better.
Yeah.
If I take that 5-hour energy.
Does it actually work? Do you know
Oh,
if it
yeah.
actually works?
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
And no, you don't
I'd
crash?
be sleeping right now if it wasn't for this.
You don't crash at all?
No.
Really? I'm gonna have to actually try it then. 'Cause I've heard.
I don't know. I remember when that stuff first came out. I was working with this
If I
guy.
were
He
you,
came
I would-
out with that stuff, and he's like, "I'm gonna try it." He came back like 20 minutes later. He looked like he was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Yeah, it's true. That I would be like that. To be like, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
you know. But I would drink. If I were you, if you've never tried it, I would just like drink half
Okay.
and then see how you feel. But what it does is if you wake up and you're really tired, I guess it's like coffee. It takes the fog out of your brain.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm gonna have to give it a shot then.
Get some fog once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're like,
Oh, yeah.
You
That's
take that
sporty.
stuff, and it makes you feel. Yeah, I mean, it does have caffeine, but it works. But I don't drink
It's
coffee.
uplifting.
I have a feeling this stuff's a lot stronger than coffee. But like Red Bull does it, but Red Bull I crash.
Mm.
I was drinking that on a movie, and Stepford Wives and Bette Midler,
I love
who
it.
played my wife, says, "You're drinking too
Right.
many of those." I go, "I can't stay awake." And I drink it, and then 2 hours later, so I drink it now.
Yeah, one of our marketing guys, Alan, he drinks like 7 Monsters a day.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know how he does it.
No, that's not. That's too
It's
much.
not. Yeah, it's not healthy. I don't
Actually,
think it's healthy.
he probably cut down. I think he's down to 3, maybe.
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 Yeah, but then he goes out and drinks for the night and drinks vodka and Monster.
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing.
How old
Yeah.
is he?
40?
Yeah.
Yeah.
42,
A year.
Left.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
I'm
a
saying
year.
he's gonna help.
Sparrows
Question.
explode.
Yeah.
You hear that, Alan?
He'll
Stop
have
the
a heart
monsters.
attack. I guarantee you he'll have a heart attack.
Jesus. Hey, we maybe had an intervention with that guy.
Yeah. Jon Lovitz says stop, Alan. So I take him at his word.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely. You heard it first from Jon Lovitz.
That's right.
you'll know. No. Those guys never think. I was great friends with Chris Farley. No, I'll be fine.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to yell. I'd see him. Hey, John, how are you? Dead man walking.
Wow.
Shut up, John. I go, well?
Mm,
But he thought he was indestructible, you know.
right.
I think
Are
we'll
you
do.
texting
That's
me?
it. That's might be from beyond the grave.
Farley.
Yeah. holy
Someone
crap.
asking me for a lawyer.
You know a good lawyer?
Yeah, but you know.
That's great.
just
That's
'cause
so
I'm
Hollywood,
Jewish,
isn't
I'm a
it?
lawyer?
That's gotta be Hollywood right there. That's great. Get a lawyer.
Absolutely. Yeah. Watching a note with Jon Lovitz at the Tempe Improv, brought to you by Axe Body Spray and a
Yeah.
5-hour energy drink now. Apparently.
$5 energy drink.
Yeah.
Someone's a good lawyer.
I
Yeah.
smell like Axe. I drink 5-hour energy.
Woodward and Bernstein attorneys at law.
Maybe Red Bull too. Actually, Monster as well.
Yeah.
Have
4809.
you ever heard of NOS, N-O-S?
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
that stuff?
I haven't. It's
What's
an energy
NOS?
drink. It's an energy
That's
drink. I haven't
what's
tried
really
it.
I know the hip hop artist, but I don't know the.
No, it's NOS.
NOS,
like
it's
NOS.
an
Oh, it's
energy.
NOS.
Yeah.
Okay.
A friend of mine wanted that. A girl, and she drinks like it's a huge can. And she's like, no, just wait.
You like one of like a tall boy?
And I read some, yeah, and I read some on the internet. Some kid drank 2 and had to go to the hospital.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a
But
second.
maybe it's
Who was talking
supposed to
about that?
be
We were
strong.
interviewing somebody about.
Somebody else mentioned that to us before.
Yeah.
All right, so stay away from NOS.
But
Yeah.
if you like, I don't know if you know this, but like if you take a can of NOS and then like orange juice and a, vitamin C pill,
Mhm.
you'll see God.
All right, so I guess you can try
It's
it
like
and just limit
acid.
yourself to one.
One.
Limit
They
yourself
used to
to
say
one.
that when I was in junior
And then
high.
you'll see God.
No, if you'd like a Diet Coke and vitamin C, it's acid. Really?
We had that.
Yes, you got
It was Jolt
If
Cola
you-
and
Jolt.
Pop Rocks and Pop Rocks.
Well, I remember
Pop
reading
Rocks
that.
and Jolt Cola and drink it. Supposedly you saw God.
I think in my
Well,
LSD
you see
days, I
God,
did a lot
your
of,
stomach
yeah,
would
well,
explode.
Probably, which eventually
Yeah.
might lead you to see God
Yeah.
anyway,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
You're supposed to get a lot of
If you
vitamin
mix
C
like
when you're on
7-Up, vodka, and vitamin D, you'll see pink outfits.
you'll shit your brains
all
out.
right, drink mixing.
If
Jon
you
Lovitz.
mix,
Yeah, drinks, famous drinks.
this was the best line about drugs they used to say in junior high. So your parents don't want you to take drugs. You know why? Smoke pot or acid. Why? Because then you'll get knowledge about things they don't want you to know about.
Hmm.
That's an
Oh,
interesting take on things,
well, they'd have more excuses.
right?
I learned it by watching you.
Yeah.
What about destroying your brain? No, that's not it.
No. Let's just go past that.
Right. It's the knowledge. They don't want you
What
to
about
know
it
just how.
destroys your liver? No, that's not it. They don't want you to know certain things. Like what? I can't tell you. If I tell you, I have to kill you. This is stupid.
Oh. All right, come see Jon Lovitz at Tempe Improv this weekend. 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. 480-921-9877 for tickets.
Well, I'll be
He's gonna
funny. I
tell
won't be
jokes.
talking like this.
Yeah, no, he's going to tell jokes. He's going to tickle the ivory. He might mix some drinks, apparently. We don't
Yeah.
know that. But you're definitely going to want to come check him out.
No, I don't drink. I was on vacation. I like that pina coladas. But basically, I don't drink. Once in a while. I don't like the taste. That's the thing people say. They'll go, hey, John, big fan, can I buy you a beer? No, thanks, I don't drink. Oh, alcoholic? No. I just don't like the taste. Hey, John, are you married? No. Oh, gay? No, I just don't like the taste.
All right, well, yeah, that makes sense. I know some people who don't like cocaine, but they actually like the smell of it. So,
Yeah.
It's a little bit different story, but we'll save that for another time.
I don't care if somebody drinks.
The
I just don't
drug.
like being around drunk people.
Yeah, it get annoying.
Yeah, there's some drunk people. There's some drunk people that you almost have to be drunk to put up with them, which a lot of times I'm not willing to do that. So, but yeah, some people just put down booze. Do everybody a favor.
Well, I mean, if you're drunk, no, it's if they're drunk
Put the
and
bottle
you're
down.
drunk, it's fine.
Right,
You
that's
don't
what I'm
even
saying.
notice.
Yeah, you don't notice, but
That's
when
what
you're
I'm saying.
sober,
When you're
if you're
sober,
sober,
we're
world
drunk.
hell.
You don't-
Yeah. You've got one of the girls, we were talking a little bit personal stuff here earlier with John, and one of the girls that I mentioned to you, we were actually here at the very famous Tempe Improv, had a few too many cocktails, and we went across the street to have a few more. But yeah, one of those nights where I would have been much better off with her if I was drunk too.
Yeah, I was there that
Well,
day.
what happened?
Among other things, she called the comedian a pussy because he wouldn't do a shot. He was trying to tell a story, the poor guy. He was trying to tell a
That's right.
story. He's sitting at a table full of people listening, and she comes over with a couple of shots. She's like, drink
Yeah.
it right now. He's like, okay, just a minute, please, sweetie. He's like, and he keeps going off the story. She's like, here, drink it, drink it. He's like, okay, just let me finish. What are you, a pussy? I was like, Jesus. Yeah, so, yeah, that one.
Yeah, we took the comedian, there to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice guy. I mean, he went with it. It was all cool and everything. But it was one of those nights where it's like, fuck, if I was loaded right now, I'd be a lot happier. Because I wouldn't care as much about
Well, she got the boot.
Well,
Yeah, she got thrown out.
there's nothing wrong
After
if
she
they're,
fell
like,
down.
if they're hot, drunk, and loose.
Yeah. Well, she was all those.
Then
but
it's
then-
good.
Well, she was all
That
those.
doesn't happen to me a lot.
Hot, drunk, and
Oh.
loose, but it's also better when you're drunk,
Yeah,
too.
she was
But
all
it's not
those, but
drunk
she
and
was
loose.
also on the ground before we left. So that doesn't help matters any either, right?
Awesome.
What?
Johnson D. Top
No,
right
James,
now.
I was in
Oh.
Aspen years ago, and it was New Year's Eve, and I was talking to this girl. I'm standing up like this, and she's sitting on a table, and I had this new leather jacket, like suede, warm jacket. So I'm talking to her. She's really nice, and all of a sudden I see something like flash by my eye, like green, and all of a sudden she grabs her head. She goes, "Oh!" And what happened was some guy, he was drunk, he whipped a champagne bottle. You know how thick those champagne bottles are at the bottom?
Yeah.
He whipped it, and I just saw it flash by me, and it goes shaboom, right on her forehead, and I went, "Oh," and she went, "Oh, oh, oh," and she's like this, and then all of a sudden her fingers, blood starts.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh my God." And then she grabs me. She's like, help me. And her hand's like, here.
Oh, you're like,
And I'm thinking, hey, it's a new jacket.
Hands off the
Oh,
car.
my new jacket. I'm like, hey. It's my new jacket.
son of a bitch.
And I was a jerk, but I'm like, hey.
Right.
She goes, get my friends. She's like, oh. Boom.
Oh,
Passed out. And all of a sudden I look up and they got these two guys in a headlock. And he's like, oh my God.
What kind of joint were you at? Some roadhouse?
No, it was a club in Aspen, Colorado. Yeah.
yeah, let's get to the meat of the story.
I don't know if
too.
she was drunk, but.
How was the jacket? Is the important question. Was it okay? You get all
No, I still got the stain on it.
Damn it.
How long ago was this?
Oh gosh. 90. I don't know, it was years ago.
You still have the jacket then?
Yeah.
With the blood stains on
She
it?
passed out. I heard she lived. I heard she got stitches, but it was just, it wasn't her fault. Yeah, I'm all right.
And you didn't catch her when she fell either. You just let her go.
And my
Just douche. Ladies, help over here.
It was kind of horrifying. It was like it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, he whipped it.
Oh, better you than me.
But when I was having such a nice time talking to him, yeah, well, anyway, I go,
That's a good skit right there,
That's a
actually.
perfect skit right there.
get my friend. I'm like, don't.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Jon Lovitz, comedian, actor, and apparently a real gentleman. Jacket enthusiast.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you should have had that jacket encased in your house somewhere. It's on display.
Well,
The one that got away.
I said, hey. I said to the morning, hey, come here. I go, just got it in the head.
She just got it in the head.
Yeah, she's got it in the head. All right, where's another girl?
Great story.
Can you imagine that jerk threw a champagne bottle in the?
He's lucky it didn't kill her. He's lucky it didn't kill her.
Yeah, he's lucky it didn't kill her. And me, it literally went.
Yeah.
She's right in front.
Yeah, well,
of
you're
me.
seeing green. That's really
Yeah.
close.
I saw the green go,
And it had to hit
and
you.
I
You
felt
could
it.
see
Almost.
red.
I mean, it could have hit me in the back of the head.
Yeah. Imagine if that poor son of a bitch had broken that thing over your jacket.
Yeah, it hit me in the head.
What
I'd
was-
be here now going, so what are you doing?
You'd be asking us about our show with the improv.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't talk. No, but I felt my sense of humor. Trying to love you.
Yeah, we'd be telling you all about our show at the improv this weekend probably if that had happened to you. You'd be here asking us about our gig. All right, well, come check out Jon Lovitz this weekend. 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow. 480-921-9877 for tickets. The world famous Tempe Improv, Watson Oak. Jon Lovitz, thanks for the time, man. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Had a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Careful with the
Thanks,
jacket.
guys.
No sweat stains on that jacket.